lovers and friends. I am making this video to discuss something that has been a bit of a buzzword in the Twitter streets and probably all the other streets also. And that word is manifestation. People have been using this word a lot in ways that are beautiful and also some ways that have shown me that maybe not all of us have a really good grasp on what that word even means. So I feel like I have a really good grasp on what manifestation is and how to do so efficiently. So this is a video on the definition of manifestation and how to manifest step by step. First, if you see me looking down, it's because I have written out notes for this video. So manifestation itself, the definition is simply deliberate creation, period. Manifestation is just creating what you want with intention. And we do so by asking for what we want and allowing ourselves to receive it. That's the manifestation process. That's what manifestation means. And manifestation work is actually what most of our experience as human beings is comprised of. I believe that this experience as humans exists to expand consciousness, and the cycle that is asking and receiving is how expansion happens. So consciousness came here to play through our bodies as humans, and it expands every time we ask for something and we get it, or we ask for something and we create it in the future timeline, whether we let ourselves actually get it here in the physical or not. So anyway, manifestation is asking for what you want and receiving it. And to all of the people who have to say we should be praying instead of manifestation, I have to ask those people to respectfully have a seat, because manifestation is prayer in its highest, most efficient operation. Manifestation is prayer at its best. This process is consciousness at work. It's consciousness doing what it came here to do. It's consciousness at work, and it's consciousness at play. And I believe the process of manifestation step by step is, number one, you experience discomfort, which causes you to ask. So now you have more clarity as to what you would want instead. So an example would be you've been wearing the same pair of shoes. They have done really well for you in the past few years, and now they are starting to hurt your feet because maybe a piece of the shoe, a piece of the sole has started to wear off, and it's making the shoe a lot less comfortable for you. So now you know that these shoes hurt, and your experience would be better if you could have new shoes with the complete sole intact. So that's what step one looks like. You've experienced something that doesn't feel so great. It made you get more clarity on what would feel better, and you've asked for it. That's it. And the ask can happen without it looking like, can I please have some new shoes? Or, dear God, please bring me some new shoes. The ask itself is just experiencing the discomfort. That's the ask. So step two, what you've asked for is given to you. Your prayer is answered. That's step two. Trust that step one allowed you to create what you want in your future, and it is coming. So, church people, I am one of you. I am one of you. Church people, this is faith. This is what the preacher talked to us about all the time. Religious people across the board. This is faith. This is what it is. You have already asked. You know that it's coming now. This is step 2. It's coming. I asked for it. That means it's coming, period. I don't need any more evidence. I don't need anything else to convince me. This is where asking it is given comes in. And a scripture that I like to share, because again, if you don't know, right now, I do not choose to minimize my relationship and my belief in God to any one religion, but I do come from a Southern Baptist Christian background. So I'd like to share this scripture that I was raised on. It's Matthew chapter 7, verse 7 through 8. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives. The one who seeks finds. And the one who knocks, the door will be open. Step 3. Receive the blessing. Let it in. So this is where you find a way to release any resistance that may be keeping you from goodness, that may be keeping you from the flow that is always naturally here, from the grace that we talk about, from the unconditional love that we talk about, that God is always offering us. You just find a way to release resistance, and maybe in some cases release the desire if the desire itself is causing you to put up resistance to what you want. You find a way to release all of that and just chill out until it happens, because you know that it will. And so I believe there are 2 different approaches to this step, and you have to be paying attention to your emotions. You'll have to be paying attention to how you feel to be able to take the best approach for yourself. So emotions are very, very, very important. Emotions are your spiritual GPS, your spiritual guidance system that tell you what you should be doing, especially in this part of the manifestation process, because okay, so again, church people or people who are familiar with Christianity, 2 phrases that we hear often are there's faith without works is dead, and then there's let go and let God. And those 2 sayings can seem kind of conflicting, but I think they're an accurate representation of the 2 approaches that I'm about to mention. And it's important that you know how you feel in order to know which approach is best for you to keep moving toward what you've asked for. So approach 1 is you give intentional focus to what you want. An example of that would be doing the physical work to make it happen. So if you want a new job, then for you might want to apply. You might want to clean up your resume. You might want to start working your magic on LinkedIn or networking, or, talking to people who who may be able to get you into this job. That would all be considered the physical work. Other examples of also giving intentional focus to what you want would be visualizing, writing affirmations. All of these things could also be included under the first scripture that I mentioned, faith without works is dead. So this could be considered the work, right? But you only want to put in work when your vibration is where it should be. So you want to be putting in work that is not causing resistance. You don't want to be doing this type of work if you're focused more on the lack of what you want as opposed to what you actually want. And that could look like, say what you want right now is the new job. Are you focusing on the new job and the way that makes you feel? Or are you focusing on the fact that you don't have a job and you really, really need one and the way that makes you feel? Because if that's the case, then your vibration is not going to be conducive to what you're trying to make happen. And if that's the case, because you've noticed how you feel. You're using your emotional guidance system, your spiritual guidance system, which is your emotions. If that is the case, you don't feel good, you're focusing more on lack, these things that you've been doing to try to move this process along is actually causing more frustration than hope, then you want to take approach 2, which looks like relaxing, meditating, sleeping, masturbating, doing things that take your mind off of the lack of what you want, and things that make you feel good. So this is releasing resistance, and this is where the let go and let God comes in. This approach in my life here recently, especially this year, it is 2020, spooky 2020. And this approach has been most helpful to me, or it's been the one that's been best for me lately. It's been better for me to just chill out, meditate, go for a walk, and yes, masturbate, which is how I came up with my website, manifestationerotica.com, because I was using pleasure as a whole, but also sexual pleasure, to just kind of tap back into the goodness of the universe that I know is always there. So you just find whichever works for you. Use your emotions to guide you to which approach is better for you at this time. Choose one and do the damn thing. And then step 4, finally, is notice when you're back at step 1 again and be cool with that. So that means you've gone through the process. And you know what? Now that I'm saying this out loud, I believe step 4 should actually be, step 4 is you being in a space where you've received what you've gotten. You're moving in the world, doing really well, in practicing step 3. And then there would be step 5, which is realizing that you're back in step 1. So step 5 is realizing that you're back in a moment that is not comfortable, and you've been prompted to ask again, and you now have clarity in that ask, and you're cool with it because you know how this goes. You know that this is what your spirit, this is what consciousness, your spirit came here to do in your body today. Your spirit came here to live this experience in your body as a human, to notice things that would be uncomfortable, just so you can ask for ways for it to become comfortable, thus expanding consciousness. That's step 5, being in that space and being cool with it. And there you have it. That is what manifestation is, and the process, step by step. If you have any questions at all, please visit manifestationerotica.com. There you can find a link to my online classroom where I'm available to be reached there anytime you want. You can message me there. You can also send me an email or or contact me through the form on my website. I'll have all of that information linked down below, and I'll also put maybe the link there so that you can sign up to be a part of my email list, where you receive things like this and love notes from me from time to time. So I hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm sending every person watching this video so much love. And I hope you have more clarity on what manifestation is and how that process could look for you. Sending you so much love and appreciation. Happy manifesting. Peace.